Welcome back to the story of my samurai and the way of the warrior. Let's continue. Leaving the shop and the extraordinary day behind, a sudden burst of hot wind caught Eddie by surprise. He stopped and covered his face. Squinting through his fingers, he scanned the street for shelter. Something moving nearby grabbed his attention. Looking closer, he saw a large white dog studying him from the safety of an alley between two buildings. He smiled and beckoned for him to approach. The wind gust past, and the dog waited at a distance. Eddie continued his walk. Flooded with thoughts and images and unanswered questions, he wandered wearily home. Approaching his apartment entrance, he paused and glanced over his shoulder looking for any sign of the samurai. He noticed the dog was following him and reached into his pocket to search for food scraps. The dog barked, crouching and growling as another gust of wind burst through the bushes and the trees lining the street, stirring up dry leaves and rubbish. Eddie moved quickly into the apartment entrance, checking the security lock on the door as he passed. A willowy figure, cloaked and hidden in the street shadows, watched Eddie enter the building. The material world was uncomfortable, and she suffered in it, taking on human form. Her focus was intense. To serve her and to succeed was all that mattered. She had no other reason for existing. Removing her head cover, she stretched upwards and cried out to the wind as her long black hair swirled around her. Izanami no Mikoto, ancient creator. I have taken their form as you commanded. I have seen their attempt to awaken the boy. He is weak and cannot stop us. I will reclaim what is yours. I am Obake. I am your servant. She yearned to return, to be with her again. Turning away from the apartment and drifting along the bush-lined path, her shadowy form disappeared into the haze. The scariest part of waking up can be the beginning, when your beliefs start to crumble, like blocks of a wall that were holding up your reality. It can be especially scary when your beliefs start to crumble unexpectedly, when you were quite comfortable with your life. Thank you very much. It's natural to resist, to push back. Eventually, new blocks start to appear. Blocks that contain new ideas and new possibilities. Sometimes they appear mysteriously, as Eddie is about to find out. Hannah stood in front of her big brother, trying to give him one of her famous Hannah hugs. Eddie, you're so my hero. You're amazing, Satomi smiled. Hannah, let him come inside and sit down. His mother studied his face. It's good to see you, Eddie. I hear you're having a big day, she said. She paused and gave her son some space. Yeah, kinda. You heard, huh? Surprised and encouraged by his answer, she continued. I did. My friends told me what happened. They were worried about you. We all were. It was a brave thing you did. Hannah jumped into the conversation, despite her mother's glance of disapproval. Yeah. So cool, Eddie. All my friends are talking about you. Kinda dumb, that's what it was. Didn't know what happened? Eddie sighed and flopped into a kitchen chair. Gazing out the window, he continued. I couldn't stop myself. I tried. But I ended up losing my job, and our fresh water supply and our credits. And I got hurt and... He felt flushed, embarrassed, and paused as he realized he was talking a lot, and everyone was listening. He didn't like talking to his family, but something felt different this time. It felt like he needed to tell them. He felt confused and maybe even a bit scared, he admitted to himself. His mother seemed to read his mind. Girls, give your brother some time alone. He has had a difficult day. Eddie looked towards the door. I should go too. Stay a bit longer. His mother moved to stand in front of him. Her kind eyes smiled. Please. Satomi sat down opposite her son and continued. My friend was so grateful to you today. Because of you, Voro Corp stopped their work. Now she has time to collect more water for her community. Yeah, but they'll come back, said Eddie. They always do. Maybe, son. The important thing was you showed people that what the company is doing is wrong, and they can stand up against them. You were brave. I'm proud of you. Your father would be proud too. She moved to the kitchen. Eddie looked away as he remembered his dad. I am working this evening, so we have prepared an early meal, she said. It will be ready soon. Join us if you want to. Eddie nodded as he stood and walked to his bedroom. He closed the door panel, turned on his music loud, and lay down. Join us again for episode 13. And remember to subscribe to our channel.